It was stated that Planning Board, Capital Board and the Personnel Board are the only boards appointed by this particular committee, and it requires a 2/3 majority. It was discussed that the chairman of the Board of Selectmen and the moderator are elected positions. If this is an issue, voters should think twice about who they vote for. The Finance Committee member is appointed, but he is elected by the Finance Committee to serve as the chairperson and thus on the appointing authority. The board discussed a new member that was sworn in. It was reported that she withdrew because she was not aware that we met on Thursday nights, as she had a conflict. She opted to join another board, which makes the committee short one member. Alan raised the issue of the turnout for town meeting. He felt it was not helpful. Alan reported that he happened to meet the moderator of the town of Mattapoisett. He gave Alan a population figure of 6,500 people in town and they have almost 4,500 registered voters. Their average town meeting lasts a day to a day and a half. They have 35 articles. He stated that 32 of the 35 are virtually done. He said between the selectmen and town administrator everybody's on the same page and they don't experience what we are right now. The interesting part is their average turnout at worst on their second day might drop to 250. But they usually have about 500. It was stated that Wareham has 4,000 registered voters and only 100 attend. The clerk stated that we actually have 14,227. Alan stated and it was worse, because by the last evening, we're sitting with 150 people on the fourth day. He said that we had 200 and something the first night. The clerk reported that we scanned in the voters, and at the end of the fourth night we actually had 238 people in attendance. But as Alan stated, a meeting began with only 150 voters. We discussed a news report of a town that was offering a spaghetti dinner and babysitting to get voters to attend town meeting. Alan stated that the others offer different days because they have the same problem. It was discussed that we should find out why we have the abundance of articles. The clerk explained that many of the articles are petitioned articles, and as long as they have the correct amount of signatures, the selectmen must add them to the warrant. Ed stated that we need to discuss and put together a framework before we go out to the public and ask for their input. Alan stated that he still favors town meeting, but realizes that it is not working. The majority of the members present agreed that we need some form of change. It was discussed that regardless of what, we really need to improve on our government, as people have little interest due to special interest groups, who tend to dominate and confuse town meeting. Brenda Ekstrom stated that in her opinion it would be important to define day-to-day. That definition needs to be definitive, so that all concerned understand the roles of all concerned. After a brief discussion, Alan stated that he would like to poll the board to see how many are interested in changing town government. All members feel there can be some change that we need to work towards. After polling the members, it was evident that the agreement was to work towards a change. Ed made a motion that we take a vote regarding what the goal is of this committee. The motion was made and seconded, and the vote was unanimous. Lee Carmody made a motion that we pursue the Special Act Charter method, and if it fails at town meeting then we move directly to a Charter Commission vote. Ed seconded, and Alan called for the vote. It was unanimous, 7-0-0. Alan encouraged all to read the material that was provided by Kopelman and Page, and return for the next meeting prepared for a discussion and moving forward on our ideas. Jack made a motion to adjourn at 7:30 p.m. Ed seconded and Alan called for the vote. It was unanimous, 7-0-0. Next meetings are scheduled for the second and fourth Thursdays. The next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, June 11th and Thursday, June 25th. Sincerely, Mary Ann Silva, Clerk.